If you have problems fussy cutting pieces out of your fabric, you're going to want to watch this video. Hi, I'm Kim Jamison Hurst. I'm a quilting teacher and I'm the creator and host of The Quilter's Way. It's an online private club which allows quilters to grow and learn in a fun, supportive, and safe community. Now before we get started today, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified the next time I have a new video. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I have a terrible time, I should say, fussy cutting pieces out of my fabric. I end up cutting a big piece of fabric, bigger than what I actually need, and then I'm trying to square it up and get it, usually it's a square shape I'm trying to create. And it never works out very well. It's just never square, totally square. But I found a product that allows me to fussy cut out of my fabric so easily and so accurately, because that's really what we want, isn't it? If you don't have good cuts to start with, your piecing isn't going to help it, okay? So what I want to show you today is two products from Martelli, and Martelli has provided me with these to share with you, so thank you very much to them for that. Now what we're looking at is, first off, they're no-slip square templates. Now this is a set that comes with 4 different templates in it, 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch, 4.5 inch, and guess what? 5.5 inches. So this is something you can use. These little templates here are what you can use to cut squares out of your fabric. So it doesn't have to be fussy cutting, just cut any squares out of your fabric. And like other Martelli products, it has this non-slip backing on it. So when you put it down your fabric, it does not move. Makes it great for cutting, makes very accurate cuts, and I'm going to show you how well that works in just a moment. So we have that set. Then, if you want to do the fussy cutting, you need to get this additional set, which is their square fussy cut windows, and guess what? It's in the same sizes as the square templates. So you have a 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch, 4.5 inch, and yep, that's right, 5.5 inches. Now the difference with these are that they are, as it says in the package, windows. They do not have the non-slip surface on the back because you're going to want to put these on your fabric and slide them around until you find that exact square that you want to fussy cut. At which point in time we go to the square templates. They fit inside these windows. You can see how there's a hole in there. They fit inside those windows, and you are going to then remove the frame and use the template to actually cut. Okay, that sounds really confusing. It is not. It's very simple, and as I said, very accurate. So the reason I was wanting to use this set and why I needed to use this set was because I was making some Polaroid blocks for my quilt guild. Now, if you don't know what a Polaroid block is, or little piece here, it's these little pieces. So come on, you're probably old enough to remember Polaroid cameras, right? Come on, tell me you are, right? So those are the ones where you took the picture, a little photo came out and developed right before your very eyes. So much fun, right? I don't think the quality of the photos was great, but it was really fun watching it develop. So that's what these are supposed to look like, okay? Because they always had this white frame around them. So to make them, you need this little 2.5 inch fussy cut center, right? And so that's where these two sets came in so helpful for me. So I want to show you exactly how they work. So I'm going to grab a piece of fabric and show you exactly how easy it is to fussy cut using the windows and the square templates from Martelli. Okay, so I've got a piece of fabric out here and I'm cutting the 2.5 inch size, right? So I've got my little window first. So remember, this slides around so I can select exactly what I want to cut out. So I want to cut out this little kind of Raggedy Ann doll, but you can see how easy, like it just slides around, right? So let's say we want to cut roughly about there. That looks good. Okay, so then I take my square template, 2.5 inch size as well, and I'm going to drop that in the center. And I'm just going to hold it with my finger because I'm a bit of a klutz. And so when I take the, the window out, I want to make sure I don't jar that or anything. But now it's on there, and it's on there, and it's just sticking there, okay? I don't want to say sticking there. It's set there, it's not moving. It's not like it's got tape or anything on it, right? Okay, then I want to cut it out. So you can see that I'm kind of in the middle of this piece of fabric, right? So I'm going to open my cutter by rolling it just on my mat. And I want to cut, I'm going to make one of my cuts here. So there we go. And I'm holding this. I don't need to really hold it. I think it's habit more than anything else. It'll stay by itself. But what I want to show you is I've made that first cut, and then I can just turn my fabric. Now look at that mess, right? You're like, oh my gosh. But you know what? Because of the non-slip surface, I just need to straighten out the rest of it here. It hasn't actually moved at all. Now I've got this on a really weird angle, right? So let's move it back a little bit. So you can see as I'm moving it that it's not really moving at all. That template's not moving. And I can just move my fabric like this too. And you can see it's just sticking there. It's not doing anything. And then I'll cut again. And we need to make one more cut here. And I'm over cutting, of course, a little bit because you kind of need to. So let's see, there we go. So there she is, my little girl cut out there. She looks like she's going to be cute on a diagonal there. So you can see that that's cut out perfectly well. If I put it on my little mat here, you can see how well that's cut out. So I could not have done that myself, trust me. Certainly not cutting it out the center of a piece of fabric like that. I would have had to cut a much bigger piece. And then, like I said, try and trim it down, and it never works well for me. So you can see how easy that works. And as I say, you've got different sizes in these two sets, so that's really handy as well. So it makes fussy cutting so much simpler. And I love the fact that these square templates have that non-slip surface on the back, so you just put them down and you don't have to, put all your weight on them to prevent them from moving. That surface on the back is what keeps them from moving. So it saves you having to press down on them, makes it a lot easier when you're cutting. And as I said, with the fussy cut windows, it makes them perfect when you're done. So I know that you're interested in these, so I've put a link in the description below so you can find out more about them. This is just one of the sets that's available from them. They do have other sizes as well. So take a look at them, and if you're someone who likes to do a lot of fussy cutting, if you like to do I Spy quilts, you're going to find these invaluable. Thanks so much for watching today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to share it with your quilting friends. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I have a new video.